Thank you for joining me for lesson 232 and lesson 233 of Sefer mitzvahs daily study. We're picking um, from Shabbat, this last Shabbat, and also from today. Thanks once again for showing mercy and grace to me for recording a little late today. Being a father and a husband often leads to things, uh, family dictating that things happen. The things for family take precedence over this, but I definitely want to get done with our class each day. Get it up here for you. All right. So lesson 232 is a review of the ritual impurity of the metzora. The thing that you need to keep in mind is that Sefer mitzvahs is tracking along with Mishnah Torah, and Mishnah Torah right now has zero new mitzvahs associated with it. It's going through the laws of vessels, of kalim. Vessels or objects, it can be cups, bowls, can be pots, barrels, clothes, all kinds of different things. But what the those who arranged the Sefer HaMitzvos daily studies uh, picked that what we should do is review um, the types or the laws of impurities, the various types of impurities, and then we can focus on how they relate to vessels, which uh, then now we're able to integrate it into our Mishnah Torah studies and enhance them. So the ritual impurity of the metzora. The metzora is often referred to as the biblical leper, though it is not the leprosy that we see in the world today. The metzora is saras is a type of disease that can also affect clothes, which there's a connection to the vessels, and also your house. And how does your house affect vessels? Well, the house is able to affect the everything that's in it. Once the house has been declared that it is has sarat, then everything in the house becomes impure. And in fact, the vessels in the home, if you had clay vessels, and that would have been very common back in these days of the Second Temple, especially First Temple, even into the days of the Mishkan. Um, your the vessels, clay vessels, would have been extremely common. And if you have a clay vessel and it becomes impure, there's no way to rid it of that impurity. You would have to break it. There's no other way. You can't just immerse it to remove the impurity. Well, one example of God's grace of Hashem's mercy toward us is that it's not until the priest declares the house impure that everything in the house becomes impure. So you have the opportunity to remove everything from your home, put it out there in your front yard, and then the priest comes in and declares that the house is pure or impure. And if he declares that it's impure, everything that was in your home is still okay. It's not like the like if you had a body, a dead body in your home, and everything in your house becomes ritually impure. It's only after the priest has made the determination that your house was impure of tzaraat that anything that's in the house would become impure. So it becomes impure through his word, which is um, very interesting dynamic of that mitzvah. All right, so that is the ritual impurity of tzaraat, and now we move on to lesson 233, and what we're going to talk about right now is positive mitzvah 99, and that's the mitzvah of the laws of ritual impurity of a menstruating woman. This is the first of four types of impurity that are in a category of their own, in that not only can you touch them to receive impurity, but they affect anything that they sit on or lay on. Mishkanu Moshav, um, they they make them not only like a first degree of impurity. The person who has, like for instance, is menstruating, is in this state of nida, or even that they had had a child recently. They when the woman is, like for instance, sits on a chair, or some let's say there's a stack of boxes or something, then she sits on that. Everything that she sits on, um, even if they're stacked up, becomes also an av hatuma, a source, a primary source of ritual impurity, not just a lower degree of ritual impurity, the same. And So that is a very interesting feature of this type of impurity, and these four types of impurity that we're going to talk about as we go through. Um, and you can imagine that in the days of the temple, this would have been very important, because if she sat on something or laid on something, then anything that touches that would also become ritually impure, and so that would affect the husband's ability, for instance, to go and visit the temple, or to be able to uh, consume meats from the altar, etc. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. And with God's help, we'll be back tomorrow. It might be again a little bit later, depending on how things fall out during the day. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great night.